Private Leave, Day 4 January 2023. Things couldn't be more simple and easy to work. First of all, we can observe that a parallel architecture of power sourced by internal fail with tolerance with and allowing the continuity. If you got unstable by some reason, or you present any argument that you set this, they intend to create the stability of something parallel and clandestine, going by the destruction, I would say, of requirements against this, which implies putty, the regular architecture decreased and reduced and the legitimacy to act by law and the constitution is at least noticed as an intent to continue something clandestine, parallel, and illegal, organized with hierarchical distribution of power. The systematical crime, it's not aleatory, especially when you get an entire architecture of power by this kind of movement. If we are having the development of Cognus as optimization, which is a function at the IBM, and the IBM is inside the US defensive system according with the US preamble. I did things respecting the company and the US defense and preamble, but suffered interference by an architecture doing fake records and abusive procedure to keep the parallel structure of power even as a function replacing the legitimacy to do, and this replacement was proved by institutional violence and state crimes. Only goes by chance on it. The second thing we're gonna have, the conviction is a natural consequence, and so the payment, the aggression against the institution, and will lead to the chair. The institution and states will pay the compensation as a right. The chairs will be on the responsibility by criminal organization inside the institution and states. We could observe this model and having that different sides. For instance, Brazil and USA keep crime system, do not keep crime system, or complain crime system, do not complain crime system. Let's put get along with risk, do not get along with risk. Get along with risk, do not get along with risk. USA, Brazil. Decision of each one in a very first moment is exclusive, but at the Security Forum they both have the same behavior associated, or we must have a division inside the Security Forum to put the rotten area out and go when the legitimacy of the Brazilian architecture of power is switched to institutional violence and state crime. If America go equally has no legitimacy, the Security Forum is replaced by NATO. Then it's kind of that model simplex we have. We observe that the commercial team will notice the interference at your instrument or at the communication as connection you have, and this affects the cloud. But this in general needs the stability and the static pattern of your machine to do the interference on it, and in general blame things made as parallel use of power against innocent people, right? Right. Simple to get, and you all will be sent to jail for criminal espionage kicked from obstruction, Rio de Janeiro, dumpster of the globe, Saquarema tiny city, the big garbage fuel as criminal system will report Friday. Cgqm presented a very first report at ESA as Cognus sense proved, one more time. Number 1, criminal intent at architecture of power. Number 2, treasonous acts by the use of power for illicit purpose. Number 3, criminal organization inside regular architecture of power, sampling array, security forum, USA, Brazil, Brazil, USA, down here, you are equals. Right? The self-determination is counting a lot. Now, we will have the object as economic espionage, which is a theory we have on business that is like this. Indeed, we observe that the business, the very first thing you have is the sparkling thing, then you will present as something organized as an idea. This idea can become a concept, and then we do the development of this. In general, in the architecture, very similar to the break-even point, we observe that the difficult moment is to create the concept, and before we create the concept, we kind of can have the development of things on it, for instance, as game. And in this moment, we observe that the costs to do the development are extremely higher. And before you do something concrete, you will have the gains. This idea goes at piracy in the same way, supported by Brazil, public corruption that goes on at the departments. When you do the development of something exclusive as a perfume or a gift or whatever, the period, Brazil considers that it's more smart and will take a big advantage, and so the peers at this moment is stealing this entire thing by remote access of your life, of things you are doing, and they will kind of put themselves here at the piracy of things or the plagiarism of ideas you had, right? And you will reduce your gain as the total amount of expectations you have by this movement here that was a clandestine collective data of the development, optimization or intellectual activities that can suffer any kind of interference in Brazil. But Brazil also with peers do not respect this. And doing this, as we declared that the Cognus will be probably paid, have a price, politics and police, Brazil perpetrated the economic espionage. Right, Brazil? Request one more time conviction of all at the crime system from obstruction until all crimes considered necessary and applied all consequences affordable. Right, Brazil?